Hey everyone, it's Syd from the Ari and Syd show. Thanks for tuning in. If you like what you hear in today's episode, be sure to subscribe, leave us a rating or a review.
Welcome back, beautiful people, to the Ari and Syd show. I'm Ari.
And I'm Syd. We're forever friends, and this is the shit we care about.
On any given day, we find ourselves having conversations about some meaningful shit and sometimes some not so meaningful shit. And we wanted to make this show to share with the world in hopes to spread awareness and learn from one another along the way outside of our text threads.
So if you hear some shit you agree with and you want to stay connected or help make some change, the information shared in today's episode will be posted in the episode description and on our social media pages.
All right. Now that is out of the way, let's get into some shit. So if you've been keeping up with us on YouTube, you will notice that posting those videos is not going to be a thing. That's a thing of the past. To be honest, that shit is just a lot of work. Those files are too big. But anyways, we will still be posting stuff on Instagram, bringing some live content still. So if you aren't following us yet, please be sure to head over to Instagram and like us at the Ari and Syd show.
Yes, ma'am. And also share with your friends. Bring a friend.
Yeah. The more the merrier. You know, we don't bite, like I said before.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us all what we are talking about today, Syd?
Yeah. So first of all, shout out to just the very calm last few days. So this is us coming back after the Thanksgiving holiday. And I don't know about you, but I definitely needed this break. So I'm super appreciative of like being able to like close my laptop and not having to work for the last few days. But I am excited to be here because I missed you. I feel like we haven't seen each other in a while. So I'm glad we're recording, but that's not what you asked me. Today we're going to I guess we're going to get a little vulnerable with y'all and share some truths about ourselves. So like we've both taken some time. We've been thinking about like, you know, what's true for us right now. May not have been true for us a couple months ago or last week, but like today in this moment or, you know, like just in this time, this is true for us and kind of just wanted to share and talk about what that is.
Yeah. And yes, of course, Sydney, I missed you. I think us recording each week, or not always each week, but you know what I'm saying? It's definitely a good highlight in my day, even in a regular week without a holiday, because let me tell you, I've been off since like 12 o'clock last Friday, right? So I've been big chilling, doing stuff. So yeah, I'm super excited to come back and get some feels out there about this truth we have. Do you want me to start or you can start?
Yeah.
Who wants to dive deep first?
You want to know what song just popped in my head?
Can you go deep? Is that song?
So close. It was Dive In by who's it? Trey Songz.
Oh yeah. That's a good one too.
No, go ahead and go first. I want you to lead the way.
All right. So my first truth that I wrote down is something that is so prevalent in my life right now. And it is, I don't know what exactly is next for me, but I know it will find me as long as I seek it. And so that is the truth that I have realized during pandemic of trying to make plans around shit. And even though they fall through, I'm still trying to find a way to figure out what is next, whether it's, you know, we have different goals. We're trying to maybe buy a house, like to get paid a little bit more. Not necessarily looking for another job, but you know, if one comes along, you know what I'm saying, I might not turn it down. But anyways, that is my first truth. What is yours?
That's real. I can appreciate that. I think something that's true for me in this moment and this weekend, or yeah, this weekend has really helped me realize that as well. It's like repetition is very draining for me. Like it's super
Mm,
draining. And like every day feels like the same day, right? And I realized that like at first I was like, dang, like you're kind of lazy because like all you do is lay around, or like, you know, you spend a lot, not even all you do, because that's impossible because there's a 18-month-old running around my house. But but like I get into these modes of like, dang, like you haven't really done a lot today, or like, you know, like why are you so tired from not doing anything? It's like because I've been doing the same thing every day. And that is so draining. And I think even when I like look deeper about myself, like that's been true for a while because I am a student at heart, right? Like I'll go back to school in a heartbeat if someone tells me they're gonna pay for it. I'll be in school the rest of my life.
facts.
And like breaks, those breaks are so important for me because like I'm really good at like going for a long time, especially if I know I have a break coming up, right? So I can cram and work really hard if I know spring break is coming up and I'm about to act ass for spring break, right?
Right.
Like all the assignments are done. Like this whole week is just for me to do whatever I please and then get back into the work. And like I need those kind of breaks. And so like made me realize like maybe that's why I worked in organizations or for organizations that had like school schedules. Like basically all my life I've been on school schedules until
That's true.
now. And just
Yeah.
realizing like at this point, you know, being self-employed, I kind of have to make my own holidays and schedules. I didn't even think about that. Like I this weekend I was like, dang, am I off this weekend? Like, am I supposed to be working this weekend? But I should have like proactively, I could have had an even this weekend was great, but I could even had even a more fulfilling weekend had I been proactive and being like, yeah, this is your 4-day weekend break. You don't got to do nothing intentionally. It was great.
Yeah.
You know, not being proactive and thinking about that. But um yeah, repetition is super, super like draining for me. And like, I don't know. And I think even like even something another thing that's made me aware of like why I think repetition is being really draining for me is like group chats too, right? And connecting with your friends, especially in this time. Like we want to like be in the group chat all the time, make sure everybody's okay. But like even this weekend, like I saw myself take a big step back out of like friend group chats. And even our group chat was like super quiet this weekend. And I think we all kind of
Yeah.
same page with that. It's like, all right, I need a break too from that. Like also like I need to be able to like come back and like have something to share, like new to share for it not to feel repetitive. Every day we're in the group chat, like, hey, how's everybody's day going?
Yeah.
What's new to share, dog? Y'all, we all know that we're at home. So like taking the time to break away from like your daily cycle so that you can break the repetition
Yeah. You know, it's so funny.
for that.
It's so funny that you say that because I mean, I'm a big double texter anyways, but like because we were kind of less active in our group chat this week, I was like finding myself be like, okay, this and this and this happened and this happened. Cause what did I forget to say? Cause you know what I'm saying? By the time we do get back into like communicating, you know, whether it's like throughout a whole day versus like 1 or 2 times a day, I might forget a bunch of shit until like, you know, 2 weeks from now and be like, oh yeah, didn't I tell y'all? And then you be like, nah, that was that week we all weren't really talking that much because we were just relaxing. So I did notice that. And um I think it's definitely something that I can relate to as far as I always find myself wanting to create some sort of repetitive routine kind of thing.
Mhm.
And that shit just never sticks. It's never really my thing. You know what I mean? It's just always been, I always get afraid that I'm going to get bored. So I just, or burnt out. Cause you can, it's either boredom or burnt out. Cause if you do the same thing enough, one of the two are bound to happen,
Yeah.
even if you're doing something that you enjoy. Right. So I definitely feel that for certain on several different levels. My second truth is being perfect is unrealistic. Holding on to the idea of a perfect ex pigeonholes you into an imperfect mindset. Um, I wrote this because, and I don't know if it's because of the holiday, but like holiday food just sits on you. You know what I mean? So I was feeling very self conscious about like, oh my gosh, I'm going to gain all this weight. And, you know, I haven't really been working out. So just having this random idea in my head of what I think my body should be looking like, really had me feeling very irritable yesterday because I didn't really want to wear what I was wearing. You know, one of those days you put on something that you really weren't thinking, like you had an idea in your head of what you wanted to wear, you couldn't find it. So you put on something else and you don't like how it feels or fits. And it
It's
messed up my whole mood. I mean, I worked through it, but, but it was one of those things where I woke up this morning and I realized that it was something I had not even perfect, but at that moment in time, it was a perfect vision of what I wanted and it didn't work out. And so I automatically changed my perspective instead of being like, wow, this came together really nicely. Even Kendall was like, oh, you looking saucy, I really wasn't feeling it. I was like, yeah, it's all right kind of thing. I wasn't interested in any type of like positive reinforcement. And, we were fine. Like he didn't take offense to it, but it was just one of those things where if I would have just shifted my perspective and not held on to something it could have been realistic if I would have found the shit I wanted, but because I didn't, it wasn't. So, um, yeah, that was my truth that I woke up with this morning because it could be a perfect body, perfect, I want my house to look the same, like the right way, because it's not clean right now. I've been obsessing over cleanliness this week because I've had all this time just chilling, not working. I'm like, oh my gosh, my house could look so much better. And just like making myself anxious over things that are so minuscule and don't matter. So
That's so real.
yeah.
You know what, too? I think you're right. I think it does have something to do with the holidays as well, because and social media, right? And like we get into this like comparison or whatever. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
and then we do it subconsciously. And it's like, it's not even that I want that. It's that like I had an idea of what mine is looking like, and mine doesn't even look like what my idea was. So like, I'm
Yeah.
not mad that I don't have what you have. I'm mad that it doesn't look like what I have doesn't look like what I told myself I'm supposed to have.
Yeah.
Hard, but then it's like, all right, like you said, we can shift our thinking and we can think that like what I have is perfect because it's what I have for me.
Yeah.
Like that's what makes it perfect. You put on them clothes and you looked good. Perfect.
Yeah. And
Okay.
it goes back to like, I remember taking, and I reference this a lot because social psychology was probably one of the hardest classes I took because of all the memorization. And one thing I remember distinctly is about how there's this phenomena that most people go out. For example, last night I put on this outfit and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I don't like how like my torso area is looking," right? And it really, I mean, I haven't gained a ton of weight, so it probably looked really fine, but I was like obsessing over it. And a lot of people have these ideas as well of like doing something, putting on a shirt that they don't really like, and then not forcing, but having themselves think about that the entire time and thinking that other people think the same thing,
Yeah.
which is not even, for the most part, most people are also thinking about themselves too. People are self centered people, not in a sense of like being selfish, but like people are worrying about their own image so much that whatever you're looking like, for the most part, they don't even care about. They don't even notice half the shit that you're being insecure over. And so I try to remind myself of those things too. But last night I was like, nah, you wrong, girl. Everybody's looking at this shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's real though. That I really feel like you be sitting in a room thinking about worrying about how other people are viewing you when like most honestly, most of the people in the room are probably thinking that exact same thing, what everybody else is
Yeah.
thinking about them. So like no one's actually paying attention to other people because we're just paying attention to what we think other people might be thinking when
No.
none of that shit even matters.
Yeah. I
It's-
mean, unless you're walking around, like if you decided to put on a chicken suit, you know what I'm saying? And you're like, oh my gosh, people are going to think I'm crazy. People might, you put on a chicken suit, you know what I'm saying? But if you just put on a wrinkled shirt today, chances are nobody's going to be like, damn, I guess they decided not to iron this morning. It could be the way that the shirt's supposed to look. I used to have wrinkled shirt. I hate ironing. Anyways, that's another tangent. But what is your second truth?
Okay, so my second truth has to do with, of course, this weekend because we're still in the holiday season. But my truth is that, like, I really, really enjoyed the social distance Thanksgiving, and for
Mm,
like a number of reasons, right? Like, not that like I enjoyed not being able to like hug and like love up on my family, like that shit sucked, of course, right? Like, But as a mother of a toddler, and I don't know, maybe like other parents will feel this. If you're a toddler parent and you listen to this and you feel this, please let me know. But like, it was so much more relaxing being able to be home, because chasing a 1-year-old or a 2-year-old or even like a 3-year-old around somebody else's house during a holiday when you're like trying to be cute still, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course, if it's Thanksgiving and we're going over somewhere else, I'm gonna get dressed, right? Like we go, we want to look nice. But if you're chasing around a 1.5-year-old who is like probably gonna be eating things left and right, so they're gonna be dirty, you know what I'm saying? Like they, also like everyone's giving them attention, so they want to go and do things. And they want to, it's just a lot of running around. Like I know what it would have looked like this year if we would have went and been around a family. Amina also has like, still a little bit of separation anxiety. So it would have been a lot of like, up, pick me up, and like holding her and like, her being afraid of people until she finally like passes out. And then that like her bedtime is at 5:30, 6 o'clock. Like whose family really ends Thanksgiving dinner at 5:30? You know what I'm saying? So like it's having to have the baby sleep in another room and like, did we bring a baby monitor? So like it was so much chiller just being at home.
Yeah.
Let her eat, pop her in the tub, put her down. And then like we got to eat, you know what I'm saying? We got to be comfortable in my house. I got to wear sweats all day. So that was really nice. And then also because we have split family, because we're in multiple states, we also did get to see everybody in quote unquote one room, right? One Zoom room.
Yeah.
Mo's parents, my fiance's parents, zoomed into my family's call. So like his parents, my parents, all my siblings were all on a call together, which was really nice because we don't get to see each other. You know what I'm saying? My siblings, I have never met his parents. So that was the first time they actually got to meet on like virtually or whatever. And our parents haven't seen each other since Amina was born. So they got to see each other. And so that was really nice. But I definitely enjoyed the virtual Thanksgiving. Also, like, I've never hosted a Thanksgiving because I'm barely an adult. So not having to actually like not having to even like think about hosting people was great, because like the anxiety of that was like off. No pressure in that, no pressure of having to have the house clean or cook all the at. So it's cool. And Mo and I got to cook together, which is like one of our favorite things to do. And it's like one of the only things that we can still do as like date night and stuff like that with COVID. So
yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, I think, so our little quarantine, like little pod thing has really only been like going over to my brother's house because they don't really do anything either. So we went over there and, so we went over there and, I definitely felt like, and I can like, lay on the couch there if I really wanted. But it's just not the same as being able to like finish eating and then laying down on your own couch or even in your own bed. You know what I mean? So I feel that. We still had a good time, ate some good food, but I was like, damn, I really wish I could just take a little power nap real quick in between my meals and not have to worry about people asking me, oh, you sleep?
Right.
Because Lord knows my brother likes to ask those questions and you don't want another drink? I'm like, damn, I know we in quarantine, like, but relax. I don't need a drink. You know what I'm saying? My third truth is my life is amazing and I am forever thankful, even on the days I feel I am lacking. And this is something that I've been like going back and forth with over the past how many months we have, because I did not lose my job, right? I still getting paid full salary and it's fine, you know what I mean? Is it how I want my job to go? Am I enjoying my job at the capacity that I would if we weren't in the middle of a pandemic? Probably not, on several levels. So I've been thinking about this whole idea of like being thankful, right? But also allowing yourself room to feel like you're lacking. Because I feel like a lot of things that are happening right now is, well, you should just be thankful that you even have a job. You know what I mean? Because thousands and thousands of people have lost their job. And I feel that, but I shouldn't feel guilty because maybe every now and then I'm feeling like I'm lacking the enjoyment in my job. You know what I mean? Because everybody is lacking enjoyment in something right now because we're in the middle of a pandemic. But I find myself having conversations with people and always being like, oh, I know I should be thankful because I at least have a job. But I feel like, I can be thankful even on the days where I feel like I'm lacking. And that doesn't take away from anybody else's struggle. I can say I'm lacking and somebody else's, you know, lacking or whatever the case may be I'm not minimizing that. You know what I mean? And so I try not to find myself being critical of that whole like, well, you should just be thankful that you didn't lose your job and blah, 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 because like shit sucks and it sucks for everybody. And that's okay. I'm not saying that anybody else's shit is, worse than mine or whatever the case may be, because nobody ever knows, like, your struggle may be on paper look way, more severe than anybody else's, right? But you don't know how somebody feels. You know what I mean? And my feelings are no less valid than anybody else's. Not saying that, it's, yeah, I'm not going to do any comparisons, but I just think it's real important to be like, I know we're all struggling. Everybody's struggles are different, but everybody's feelings, they feel things on so many different levels. And you shouldn't have to feel guilty for feeling something in any moment, as long as you don't, one of my favorite sayings, as long as you don't unpack and live in those sad, depressed feelings, you know what I mean? And you come out of it realizing that, you know what? I actually have so much to be thankful for. But I appreciate those moments of being able to just feel those feelings without being like, put a blanket over it and saying that, you know what, you're actually okay because you at least have a house and home. You know what I mean? Because that's not healthy either.
Feel that.
So
Yeah.
that is my last truth. I felt that one was I'm like passionate about, because I've had conversations with people and I'm just like,
That's like, first of all, everyone is allowed to feel how they feel. You can't fucking change how you feel. And like, you shouldn't
right.
to try to change how you feel, especially if it's to make other people feel better or to quote unquote help people understand you. Like,
Yeah.
you're allowed to feel how you feel, not how you want to feel. You're allowed to feel how you feel in any given moment. And like you said, like, we're not gonna play like the hurt Olympics, right? We're not gonna talk about how like, oh, like, I feel this way, but I shouldn't because other people are hurting too. Like, you're allowed to feel pain for the hurt. Like, you're allowed to grieve losses, and like the loss of like your position, or like the loss of like what your job used to look like versus, I'm saying, like, what it looks like now, or just like the loss of even like priorities or maybe like tasks from your jobs that like you miss. Like, you're allowed to grieve that stuff because those are part of your everyday, and now it's not. You know what I'm saying? Especially because it's not even in your power to change those things. So like, it makes sense for you to feel some sort of like emptiness, you know what I'm saying? In because it's like, dang, there was something that I was doing every day that I'm not doing. And like, dang, I kind of liked that stuff. And now I feel some type of way because I don't have it. Like, that is completely okay. But like you said, like, we're not gonna live in that though.
Yeah.
That's real. And I that is a big conversation right now. People being like, well, just be lucky because, or like even the old saying like, oh, well, kids and blah, blah, blah don't have this, or like, well, okay, but like, I also feel pain too.
Yeah, I think it's
feel hurt too.
Yeah, it's been a crazy, it's been let's say it's been a crazy year for everyone. And, I think that being able to just remind yourself that everyone is being a human on their level of wherever they're at, you know what I mean? And just realizing that it doesn't change anything to say, well, you should just be thankful because you didn't ever, like, you have food to eat. You know what I mean? That doesn't change how anybody feels. That doesn't help. And it's certainly not going to help yourself by telling yourself, like, well, at least you have XYZ. You know what I mean? It doesn't help. It actually just brings on more feelings of shame and guilt.
Yeah. Also, like, saying that kind of puts people in this like position of like, making them feel like because they're expressing being sad or feeling some type of way about one thing, that they're not grateful for other things. And like,
Right.
it's probably not even related. So like you shouldn't even have to like think, you know what I'm saying, about that stuff. Just because like I'm sad over here that, I don't have this item that I want. You can't say like, oh, you don't have that item, but at least you have like food in your fridge. Like
Yeah.
I'm grateful for that food in my fridge, but I still don't got this item in my closet that I'm sad about. Like
Right.
valid for me. And I think on the other side of that is like when people express their emotions, like a reaction isn't always necessary. Like you don't always have to
Yeah.
tell somebody what they should be feeling, or like you don't need to tell somebody if that feeling is okay. You just need to say, "Great, that's how you're feeling." Just accept that that's how they're feeling.
Yeah. I hear you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's real. Okay. My third truth in this moment, and I think this has just been like I'm gonna talk about this stuff forever, and I think people are probably gonna be tired of hearing me talk about it, but like my third truth in the moment is that like sisterhood has really really made me feel like a bad bitch this year. Like the women, the people that I have really put myself around, that I've come into community with, that I get to share and grow with, really really make me feel like I'm a boss. And I really appreciate y'all for that. Because like, man, the power of Black sisterhood, just specifically Black sisterhood, is like unmatched. And I feel like I said that
Yeah.
before, but like just this year has propelled, and like even just this weekend, and like seeing how many of my friends have excelled in this year and have like expressed their gratitude with each other throughout this weekend has been like a really beautiful moment, right? And like just watching like or being in a space of like collaboration over competition. Like I don't
Yeah.
ever feel like I'm in competition with any of the women that I am close with, right? And like I'm really grateful for being one of those women. I saw a tweet the other day that was like, dang, y'all really be out here having like 20 plus like girlfriends and like flourishing. Like I'm really happy that like I can say that like I have a lot of women friends and like really great like supportive ass friendships in that. And yeah, I'm really grateful for that. I feel like just in this year, maybe maybe my love language is like sharing opportunities with my friends. Like
Yeah.
being able to like call like one, the number of friends that I've been able to transform just from like being a friend to a business partner, like even just us,
Mm.
has been like the cherry on top of this year. This year has had like
Yeah.
of like, ups and downs, and like we're still going through it, but that has been like a major win for me. And like
Yeah.
can't I feel like whenever I get a chance to talk about that, I have to, because like if you don't got no girlfriends, y'all need to get some girlfriends, because listen, the power in sisterhood is so freaking unmatched. Like,
You know, it's crazy. I think that we are definitely going to have to do an episode on like friendships between like other people outside of us, because I feel like there's this whole like, not even that people are afraid, because I don't like that terminology of being like fearful or something, but people like hold back, specifically women, especially in their late 20s and 30s, hold back from creating those new connections with people. And it's because of our life experiences with women, right? Which is nobody's fault, right? We have experiences and we allow them to direct us in a different direction, which is okay. But I feel like we can do a whole episode on that. So we will,
yeah,
because I think it's so important, especially when it comes to being like Black women in sisterhood, because you know, it's I saw shout out to Red Table Talk, not that anybody needs to have him shouted out, but I was watching an episode and it was between they brought on the two women from ESPN, um Jamel Hill, and I don't remember the other woman's name, but they were talking about how from day one, people were pinning them against each other. And the other one who ended up getting the position that Jamel Hill wanted really was like like not really knowing who to listen to or whatever. And Jamel Hill took it upon herself to be like, no, this girl's gonna be my friend, you know. And teaching the other one how like we can hold the door open for one
Mhm.
another. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to just be one of us. And like building a sisterhood with when everyone else is trying to pin them against each other, I felt like was so powerful. So I think that it's something that the world it has against us. Like they don't want Black women to come together because like shit, when it's just like when more than one Black woman are together, shit, you better watch out. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Really?
It don't even matter what they're doing. You know what I mean? Like whatever they're doing, when they're putting their mind behind something and doing something, like they do that shit and they do it well without anybody's permission. And I love that shit.
Period. Yeah. I'm definitely down to do the episode because I feel like you said, like there's, and like I see that too again on Twitter because that's where I live sometimes. Is like people saying like, how do y'all have all these friends? Or like, I don't make friends. I'm an adult, like no new friends or whatever. Oh yeah, Drake and that no new friends. Like that's great for some of y'all, but like me, I'm
Right?
gonna continue making friends because also like I'm still elevating myself, right? Like there's still things that I want to do. I'm a small business owner. Like there are people that I want to stay connected with, and community is so important when you're doing these things and you're wanting to network and you're wanting to elevate either your business,
Yeah.
personal brand, or just you all together. So like sisterhood and having friends and making connection, and not even just like with female friends or women friends, like just platonic friendships and relationships in general are super important. But Black sisterhood is definitely unmatched, so we will definitely bring y'all a an episode just talking about all that goodness. And
Yeah. I definitely can't wait for that because I think it's so important. And I really feel like just one last thing, I think that um I haven't really been diving into the friendships that I have, which is probably just my fault because I'm just being like a recluse, chilling by myself and talking to y'all, you and Des every day. But it's definitely been something that I appreciate more than I say. And I think that without the sisterhood that we had and the other ones I have with others, I don't think that I would be, able to say like I'm super, super thankful for just having y'all a part of my life because while we all are in our own lanes doing our own things, I never feel like anyone feels better than the other. And I never feel like I have to plead my case for you to support me. So I definitely appreciate you sharing that truth because it's certainly something that I relate to and I just want to tell you. So
yeah, and also to note, not just Black sisterhood, because I'm thinking about like all like my girls. You know who I got to talk to recently? Well, who I've been talking to a lot recently that I don't ever get to see, of course, because she's still in Arizona, but Jenna. And Jenna's been my friend since high
mm,
school. Like that's my
yeah,
so that yeah. Sisterhood is deep, dog. Like, wow.
facts.
Facts. Shout out to Jenna. Woo. All right. All right. All right. All right. Thank you for sharing your truth today.
Yeah, there are so many that we can just spend hours and hours talking about. But maybe we'll do one of these every so often just to, you know, not even to have anything to compare ourselves like from last time to, but it'll be interesting for me personally to see like what my truths will be in 3 months. You know
But
what I mean? Or whatever the case may be. Not even to be like, oh my gosh, I told myself that and now I'm freaking dropping the ball. Not to say that at all, but I think we should throw that in there every now and then. So, you guys are actually listening to us planning right now. No, I'm just kidding. But um well, now that that kind of concludes that, our truths. If you all have a truth that you would love to share with us, we would love to hear it because, we all can connect on different levels. And if you have something that relates to us, we definitely want to hear it. So please drop it in the comments or in your review or whatever you see fit. If you have our numbers, you can text us, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm going to leave off with that. Do you want to share what our cause/org is for this week or what people can support?
yeah, so it's the holiday season, so we're in the season of giving and buying and spending money, right? We're opening people's purses, and so Today, we kind of just wanted to encourage and highlight in this giving season that you all can, of course, support Black-owned businesses for the holidays. And today, I want to share a resource called the Mariah app, spelled Miiriya. And it's a Black-owned business marketplace. So they have a website, and they newly just dropped their app, which is available in the Apple Store and the Google Play Store. And there's over like 1,000 different Black-owned businesses listed on this app, and you can shop there essentially and buy from these different places all in one spot. I think they said next week the app will start accepting Apple Pay, so that's cute. But we encourage y'all to go to the Mariah app and support some Black-owned businesses. You can follow the app owner and the app itself on Instagram at black.owned.businesses, and on Twitter at Mariah_Mariah. And of course, we'll link that stuff in the episode description. And they also have a website at mariah.com. She's the founder and the creator of the Mariah app. She's also accepting donations through PayPal and Patreon, and the donations will help support the website hosting and improving the website. So she's kind of trying to do some community collective work of supporting Black businesses. So if y'all want to get out there and buy Black, or just, give some money to a really great cause, you can definitely support the Mariah app.
Yeah, I just downloaded it right now. It literally took me a few seconds, but they got so much stuff on here. I cannot wait. I think it's also like really amazing to have this app, because the fact that Instagram has transitioned into a more product based platform, you never know who's actually Black. I mean, we won't get into that whole discussion like we talked about earlier, but there's pages that people are making and they're not actually Black people. They're not run by Black people, which is, we won't go down that road. But this is amazing, so that we know that people who are on here are actually being represented and being like selling to people that look like us. So this is dope. I hope y'all check it out, even if it's like just to see what they got.
If you are listening and you're a Black-owned business owner, they're also accepting vendors. And I want to say, I don't know, I'm not going to lie to y'all, I don't know how much it is to be listed, but I encourage you to reach out to the founder and the owner, the creator, and get your Black-owned business listed so that people can have a central location. You can be a part of this marketplace of there's like 1,000 vendors on here, Black-owned businesses, which is so dope. So get listed, get your business out there so we can support y'all.
Yeah, I bet. That's dope. Thank you so much for sharing this, because I love me a Black-owned business that, just take all my money. You know what I mean? I had to actually I bought so much stuff. I'm like, okay, let me take a break real quick, and I'm going to buy again soon. So there are some people I told I was going to buy stuff from. Don't even trip. I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to. My money is coming. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah, no problem. I was really excited when I saw it. I had been following them for a while, and I was excited to see, I don't know when the app dropped, but I saw the tweet today and I was like, oh, bet, right on time. So
yes. All right, bet.
Yeah. And also stay tuned. Like Ari said, if you aren't following us on Instagram, please follow us on Instagram. Stay tuned to some of the things that we'll be doing for the holidays. And also look out for some behind the scenes content, some live content, live shows on our Instagram page.
Yeah. So sorry, I'm messing up right now. But yeah, so we hope that you enjoyed this episode. Again, please share with a friend that you think might also enjoy as well. And let us know what you think in a review. And
you got a quote for us?
Oh shit. You know what? Let me say that part all the way over. Yeah, so if you like what you heard, please share with a friend and let us know what your truths are. But before you go, I'm going to share a quote that I found with y'all that kind of resonates and is around the topic that we talked about today. It doesn't have an author. Oh, it does have an author. Okay. Be courageous and live the life that your heart is guiding you toward. And this is by Bronnie Ware. Thank you, Bronnie. Bron. That's a beautiful quote. We hope that this quote leads you throughout your week, maybe even allows you to write your own truths. And with that, any last words, Syd?
Whenever you say that, I be thinking you must off me. Any last words? Nah, man. I think you said it all. But we appreciate y'all listening as always. And stay tuned. We'll be back next week.
Holler back, y'all.
Bye.